Your heroes aren't who you thought they'd be. Turns out they're human, like you, like me.
All right.
Yeah, here we go. You are listening to the TakeOver podcast. I am Frank, and with me this time, we got a whole bunch of fucking people. We got Jared Collins over there from Mississippi Bones. And what's name all your projects? You got 12 of them.
Oh, Jesus. We don't got to name them all. Mississippi Bones and everything else is on Pulp Records bandcamp.
There you
Nice and easy.
Nice and easy. And then you got Trent Boham from Henodus joining us in the passenger seat. How you doing, Trent?
I'm here.
And then we got the whole gang of Hellfire Sinners here. The whole lineup. Alan, Andy, Matt,
the S is on
Alex.
Hells.
Hells.
Come on, you've known us long enough to pronounce our name correctly.
I mean, well, you know, I'm not the brightest.
I'm here for that.
But so you guys you put out a new EP, right? Is that what it is? Four songs, 5 songs?
3 songs with the radio edited version for the kid.
Yeah. Fuck Our Minds Up.
Yes.
That one needed a radio edit.
Yeah.
I don't see why.
Come on, ask me what it's about.
What's it about, man?
I don't know. Alex, what's it about?
About when you are living in your parents' basement, and you know it's a hard life to have a credit card and an unlimited supply of money, so you just gotta buy a bunch of drugs to deal with it.
Very, very punk rock version of Fuck Our Minds Up.
There you go.
We also had a bunch of videos come out too. So.
Oh, did you? I missed that.
We will have a nice time lapse of the Ohio River to the song 24 coming out soon.
Oh, are we finally releasing that?
We're going to. Your brother reminded me that we actually have it. I forgot all about it, so it'll be out probably next Friday. We'll put it up.
And you did this at Amish Electric Chair, right, with Neil?
Yeah, but if you like smoking the dope, which I discovered a couple years, the time lapse of 24 hours will blow your mind.
Well, since we're talking about it, let's give it a little listen here, a little sample.
Well, I got 24 hours till I come to. I miss you like hell, do you miss me too? The sun's gone down, the moon's shining through, and I can't wait to make it to you. My guts are all twisted, my heart's black and blue, and I feel ill, do you feel it too? Time drags on like a heartbroken song, the words linger on, the pain's never gone now that you're dead. Oh, now that you're dead. And I won't lie, I promise that I'll try to right these wrongs, to mend back the heart that I stepped on, that I've broken too. And I won't lie, I promise that I'll try to right
Review it. I want you to review all these songs right in
to
front of your
mend back the heart that I stepped on, that I've broken too. Stars feel like rain in the distant sky. I
can't hear anything.
And I can't imagine you all on your own.
Can we be playing along?
To leave you alone. And all I remember is your warmth and your smile.
Did I lose everybody?
I'm here.
And all of this time I've been losing my mind.
I thought I would fade it out. I think I faded everything out.
Yeah,
Wait.
we could barely hear you.
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't say stop. I mean, that was pretty good stuff, guys.
Could you hear the music all right, though?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Last
Jared, review it.
What?
Review the song, man. I want you to review
Jared
everything.
can't review anything new past Revelations because that's all he's going to talk about.
He can't get past that.
No, dude. Everything they put out is great. The last one with Sweet Mary on it. Fucking, I can't remember the names, you guys.
The Dead Sunshine is what that was called.
but yeah, everything they put out is great. I mean, there's like it's hard to throw. I hate throwing a review for you guys without throwing out more than like 3 or 4 songs, because that's just one aspect. There's like the punk, but it gets really dirty rock, and it can get stonery, it can get grungy, and
it can get country. It can get country a little bit and get a little country.
Yeah. I mean, rockabilly, like Revelations, personally, was.
It is a great.
I'm not gonna go into it. Revelations was personally the first. They put that album out. That's one of those albums that made me want to write albums and say, I hope I can write an album that I feel this way about someday. Like, it's just, I won't go into it. It's more than the sum of its parts. Like, everything they do that is great. That one just hit with me. But yeah, I mean, there's Alan. Me and Alan have had conversations about that before. Like, he's the only other person that I know that writes as much as I. It's just always. Always. And it's always solid. So
you write more than me though, so you take that trophy.
Well, that's scary because we've got probably 3 years. You know how like they keep like Prince has got an entire vault, and for the next 10 years is going to be Prince albums. I'm pretty sure we've got Alan's vault that we haven't even seen yet.
Yeah, like I'm cheating a little bit because I got my side projects, but Dusty's the main force in Mississippi Bones. And like, we released our album in December and an EP of 8 songs on January 1st, but we actually recorded the follow-up album to December's album at the same time. So it's just sitting already done. And that's an 11 song, but he's already got 15 for a follow-up to the follow-up.
It's nice to have a stash of shit that you forget about sometimes.
Yeah. So like, I don't write more than I write on the level, but then I have someone that writes as much as you as well.
It doubles it up.
Yeah, so it's a lot. Like I've already told Dusty, I was like, the follow-up, just slow down. we're all right, man.
You're good. You don't need to release 7 albums a year.
Slow it down.
So we're getting ready to release a double album. An actual double triple album. It's gonna be 6 vinyl records.
I thought it was gonna be 7 vinyl records and the 45.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's the 7 and the 45, and that's definitely.
Well, the 45 will make sense. 7-inch.
Well, but then we have to do radio edits for all of them. And so it's going to be a 14 album.
Don't forget all the records are double grooved, so you don't know which song you're going to get when you start it.
Yeah, that's true.
We're also gonna release dance remixes to all of them as well.
Damn it! You weren't supposed to tell anyone that.
You got to do that these days, though. You have to. I mean,
the fucking director's cut's going to be a fucking 20 album set.
Yeah, and it will cost a whole $2,000.
Yeah, that's going to be some production costs right there.
You could do it like what's that guy from Bob's Burgers that put his whole stand-up comedy album in a chair, like MP3s loaded into a chair that had a headphone jack. Fucking crazy. Do that. But when you guys wrote these new songs, did you do it from home and like mail shit to each other and do it that way, or what?
No, like basically we put a big bubble around us after we did the first 3 months of lockdown or whatever, which really wasn't fucking lockdown. Anyone could go anywhere they wanted.
Right. Well, and you drive a truck delivering beverages, right?
I haven't done that for 3 years.
Well, shit. See how I keep up.
I'm still out there every day. But basically, after the 3 months, and they're like, "All right, you can blah blah blah." We just started practicing.
Right.
After 3 months of no music, that was enough. I mean,
you did give us. You did. You did give us the songs you could on like home recording first, otherwise like just learn them in practice. We learn them ahead of time.
So yeah, basically the demos always get sent out, but we started practicing 3 months into the pandemic.
Yeah, but even during that 3-month block, we were bouncing stuff back and forth because we were all recording. You were sending out demos, we were recording parts and sending them back, and so I mean, we've been working on this stuff the whole time.
we were working on almost the full length, and then we were like, let's just go record some singles. So basically 2 months became practicing what we're talking about now. That became the EP.
Right.
We also like all invested in recording equipment.
That is true. It did
Like
help.
we all got
stuff to have.
Yeah.
Just hearing your guys's COVID lockdown EP, I'm like having flashbacks with my band because we're currently finishing up with our EP, and we had an original release date as February. Well, obviously that didn't happen. So yeah, we bought record equipment, and I had to do this app called Listen On. So our producer was like relaying information so he can see my screen of my like Pro Logic or what have you, and it was an interesting mess to say the least.
One of these days you'll get those 4 tracks released,
right? Right.
Maybe in 2021.
Guys, even though you may or may not know, but I'm getting the COVID hair as well. And the first track we recorded, I was telling Frank this earlier, the first track we recorded was a rehash of an old song that we did on an original EP. And we decided to do a music video with it. So we filmed this back in October, and just remembering what I looked like a year ago, I still had short hair. So that's going to be, yeah. So that's my 2 cents.
You got to do like a split screen in your video where the old you is on one half and you're talking to the new you.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I told him what he needs to do is put a picture together with when they started this whole process, and then with now, and say it's taken you this long to finish 4 tracks. Can we get a discount? But that's me being an asshole. I have no chips in the steak. It's wild to me that it's taken so long for 4 tracks to be finished. Like when I see you guys burning out stuff, like I'm sure it takes time, but it's been almost a year.
We're pretty good with doing 4 tracks in a weekend, and that's stressful and draining.
Yeah.
So do you guys do the mixing and mastering yourself, or do you send it out?
Neil Turry from Mama's Chair Electric Chair Studio.
Oh, nice.
Does all that.
That's a lot of chairs.
That was a lot of chair.
I did have a fucking stroke and say chair like 3 times, didn't I?
we did.
I've had 4 teas today, and I'm on fucking steroids for poison ivy.
Oh yeah.
I'm not feeling real great right now.
Hold back the rage.
Yeah, so I'm very testy. I've went off on my girlfriend about 7 times today. It is what it is. I'm not drunk on a Friday. I'm on fucking steroids. I'm not happy.
I actually got a good question for you guys. Since we're talking about like recording and all that stuff, like I know you guys kind of touched upon this already, but during COVID, what's your process like? Andy? Does like somebody come up with like a riff, or then you just kind of join it, or do you guys do everything separately and then come together? Or
so the way Alan writes the song, like he writes the verses, chorus is most of the riffs, then he writes a rough demo, sends it to us, we start fucking it all up and be like, let's do this, let's adjust this, let's move that, let's change that, let's twist this. And we just kind of pass it back and forth and figure out what we're going to do. We all have some level of recording ability, enough that we can all hear each other.
That's
and
really
then
cool.
once we figure out what we're doing, then we get a hold of Neil. I can't talk about
See, I'm not the only one.
Yeah, I tripped over. I'm just Electric Chair Studio, and we talk to him. He hears them, and then we go hit a weekend, and like Alan was saying, we can record usually about 4 songs a weekend.
That's nice.
That's pushing.
We can just call it the Crush Factory.
Yeah, that's easier.
A whole lot of problems.
It's funny. It's funny because COVID didn't actually affect Mississippi Bones at all, because we've never written a song with 2 people in a room at the same time or recorded. Actually, at the Heller, Ohio, we did down at the Crush.
You guys went to Neil for that.
Yeah, but every album we've ever done, we all have shit at our houses.
Yeah.
We practice like 5-6 times a year, maybe.
Oh, really?
Like we Dusty writes riffs or I write riffs, and we just all use Dropbox, and everybody jumps in and edits and does whatever till we're happy with the song.
I assume each of you have your own DAW.
And then everybody sits at home and like Jason will record his parts, then me and Dusty and whoever will else go, and we all just file share. And then practice is like learning to play the songs together, because when an album gets finished, we've never played any of the songs together.
See, like,
so it's kind of interesting. So you're playing a cover of your own song, right?
Yes, pretty much.
Mostly.
That's cool.
Everybody knows what they wrote. We've just never played it all at the same time.
All together.
See, Trent, like a Mississippi Bones practice is more or less just drinking champagne, because they're recording artists. So
hey, I can totally dig that stuff.
But no, it's not at all. It's everybody yelling at everybody.
I meant the champagne drinking.
It's everybody getting mad at everybody because we each know our own parts, but no one can tell who's playing it wrong. It's like, I know I'm fucking doing this right. Why didn't this work?
Oh, that's funny. We're coming up with that same issue with us. Like, there's a song that's going to be on our EP called SSB, or Sexy Sentient Being. Our guitarist, he actually was just at home recording it himself, and he was just like getting in the groove and just feeling the jam. Well, he sent that out to our producer. We got it all mixed. So now we're now trying to like promote ourselves. So we're trying to get back out there and make connections, so to speak.
Get sexy with it.
Yeah. And but here's the irony of the whole situation, because now we're practicing as a band every week. He can't remember what he played on the EP. So he's like, I can't wait for our song to be released so I can remember how
find
it
somebody
went.
new, dude. Don't waste any more time. Get on that horse and ride, bro. New guy.
Yeah, I can't. I've never heard anything like that before. I don't know.
Like getting a new guy?
Well, like just having the issues that he's been having with this shit. I don't know. It's why I stopped fucking doing any kind of paid video work or anything, because it came down to like, okay, well, I guess I gotta like do all this business bullshit, and my own personal, like, I gotta turn this around quick because they paid me money. Like, I gotta get this done. Like, I'm like, nope, I just want to have fun anymore. Fuck that shit. I already have one job, don't need another one. But regardless, when you guys go to Neil's, does he have some weird situation where you're there all together? Does he make you like separate out for the COVID shit or anything like that?
Al, you want to take that one?
Well, the session drummer was there. So, yeah, I just learned the parts after the session drummer played.
He has a session drummer?
No, we do. We pay.
Oh, you have a session? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Holy shit, I didn't know that.
That's not. Can we edit back and take that part out? Because I don't like to.
We don't have Aaron, we don't have a session.
It was just a joke, right?
Oh, well, I don't know, man. You guys listen, I'm a little bit medicated, so I'll be honest. Shit's not gonna stick right.
We're always all there at Neil. We're all there.
We're all there, and we've all basically taken as many precautions as we can. And at that point, we were all in the studio together, but it's a pretty big room, and you can stay far enough away from each other that you're not in that situation where, if anybody felt uncomfortable at any point, there was basically a standing thing that, like, if someone says mask up, then everybody masks up.
Right on.
So.
And I did vocals at home, so there was no vocal spitting at that time or anything.
Right.
That's awesome.
I was still, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna be the fuddy-duddy, I guess. But I was nervous, but I figured, like, we didn't. I wanted to record. I didn't want to stay at home. I didn't want to, it was a choice, and. It was taking a chance, and luckily it all worked out. I do know that some guy came into the studio and he had a mask on, and I turned around and he had his mask off, and we all looked at each other like, we all looked at each other like, what is this guy doing? Like, bubble violation. But we survived that. So.
As far as COVID, if you want to keep talking about that shit, COVID really didn't fuck with us, except for we're a live band. We put ourselves away from everyone else so we could still practice. We took our precautions to go record. We still wanted to be a band. We didn't want to wait a year and then try to pick up, because there's no fucking point. It'll take you another year to get to where you need to be.
Right.
Basically, the only thing COVID has done besides scare the fuck out of everyone and not want to get sick and die and show the fucking true ignorance of the world is keep us from playing live shows.
Right.
But hopefully, now that everyone's trying to fucking do the right thing, we can all get back to doing that.
Yeah, and hopefully a lot of these, I mean, I'm sure, have any of the bars that you guys used to play at, have they shut down or anything? Because
I've seen so.
I've seen some. I was in Columbus last weekend or whatever, and I'm so fucking countrified by living in Kenton that I'm like, we'll just go to Columbus and drive around. You'll find shit to do. There's so many dead spots in Columbus now. It's like we were in a shopping center that was just fucking vacant, and I'm like, where the hell are we? There's nothing going on here. So like, there's definitely change since this shit. Like,
oh, it's changed, but if you really want to be honest, unless another band in Columbus will give us an opening gig, which happens sometimes when we're playing, the only place we ever really played was the Shrunken Head, and we've been playing there for I don't know, Andy, what, 12 years, some shit like that. But
probably close to that now. Yeah,
they're still open. I know Ace of Cups is still open with new ownership.
Be nice to play there.
Yeah, I know Space Bar is still open. Quite a few of the real rock bars are still there. I just think they're waiting on people to come back.
The big room's still there, just waiting to open.
Yeah, I hope it gets back to. I mean, there's a lot. Do you guys have anything scheduled? I see some bands have stuff planned already.
We're going to try to book for, like we said, October, maybe late September.
But like I said before.
I mean, I think you got. I think that Henodus would work well with Hellfire Centers or Mississippi Bones. It's different.
Mississippi Bones really only plays out when Gudger or Hellfire Centers needs a band and asks us.
We hear your once a year shows up there, pack the fucking house. We're yet to been invited to one.
It's been a while.
And now, don't lie, Alan. Don't lie.
I always lie, so don't tell me to not lie.
You haven't yet to be invited.
When were we invited?
You've been invited to every show we played in Ada.
This
you
is
guys
probably
couldn't
fucking
make
true.
It. But you couldn't make it. We had, if you remember, we tried for 4 years to set up a show.
This is true. I forgot all that shit. Hell, Ohio was the first one that lined up.
Yes, you guys offered us shows, and it was our thing. We'd each offer each other a show 2 or 3 times a year, and the other would say can't. That was just our thing. It's our thing.
I think I even tried to get you both at Gromy's at the same time, and that didn't work out either.
But just remember. But likewise, no.
Where's that coming from? It's interesting to see what happens with live music and bands as we roll up on September, October. Is it going to be that a lot of bands have broken up and there's not going to be a lot of bands, or is there going to be like a million bands all desperately trying to get shows at 12 places in Columbus?
I think you're 100% right, and I was telling this with my guys, and actually we've been talking about this quite often, but once things finally open, people just want to go out. In the past, it's been a struggle just trying to find people just to even go out to a show. You have to beg and grovel your friends. I feel like now everybody's just sick and tired of just sitting on their lazy boys all day, just looking at YouTube videos. So I think there's going to be a huge push for live concerts, and I want all of us to be ready for it. And
you can hope,
be back like how it was in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, I can see it going the complete opposite way as well.
Really?
I see people being so used to it and still being worried. I mean, shit, the first time we play, I don't give a shit if it's September or whatever. I'm still going to be nervous. I'm not going to be wanting to hug people. And
no, They can get rid of a lot of shit for me, like handshakes. They can go get rid of those. I mean,
the one thing I hope that stays after this, like, I don't know how everybody else has dealt with it, but like I get bad in crowds and anxiety and social situations. The 6 foot rule is fucking gorgeous.
Love it.
I hope no motherfucker ever comes within 6 feet of me anywhere ever again in public.
I don't blame you, but me and Alex were talking about shit like this. Like, I think me and Al were. Hell, I don't know. We talk every Friday almost when we're not jamming and drink on Duo. But like, what's the point of playing rock and roll, loud fucking rock and roll to people at tables with masks on? I don't get it. Like, I want people in front of the stage. I want people to be forgetting their work week, having a good time. I want to play to as many people as I can still. I'm a musician, but I just think it'd be weird. Who knows? It's gonna
be so weird, especially outdoor festivals. Have you seen any of those setups where they've got like tables lined up for a fucking mile? Like,
or the circles or squares on the grass.
Yeah, you can't even, if you're in the back, you can't, there's no way you can see anything. You're just having a picnic next to noise. Like, that's really what it ends up being.
In all seriousness though, I don't see a lot of that stuff. It's short framed. I mean, you look through any pandemic in history, 2 years is normal, the run time that they'll go for. And I mean,
let's face it, most of us play to fuck if we're lucky to 40 or 50 fucking people anyway. On a bad night, 15 people show up. So
when a virus is new, it's more dangerous because people's immune systems don't know how to handle it. But it'd be like the Spanish flu. I mean, death rates go down with it because once you've had it, you're less susceptible to the horrible shit the next time you have it. That's how generations, and it's 4 years from now, like, it's just going to be a remember that time.
Back to butterfly kisses.
The virus may still be around, but it will probably, and I'm not an authority on it, so it could change. But that's how
virus. I'm tired of talking about it. We've all lived this shit forever, Jared. Let's talk about some music and the fucking
Well, sorry. You know me, I ramble. The point is, like,
I know that's why I'm cutting your ass off. You know I love you. It's all good. It's all in good taste.
The crowds, the shows, that'll come back. I
come back in time. Everyone's got an opinion on it. Everyone thinks differently. You just got to roll with it.
It's really just going to take until people are comfortable. But once people start getting out and shit staying subsided, there's going to be a big glut. Everybody's going to want to get out again, except me.
Yeah, that's why I'm starting. That's why I'm restarting all of the bands that I used to be in for the past 7 years.
Also a solo career, right?
So I'll have a plethora of bands to fill the glut.
But what if they all get booked the same night? Would you play that show?
Fuck yeah, I'll play that show. It's gonna be awesome.
Bones is actually just looked into the streaming people have done, and we're looking at trying to make like a hee-haw style streaming show, not to replace a live show, because it's not bullshit. Live.
If you can never play live again, you would never play live.
I mean, you get up there to Neil's, man. The Gudger live stream I saw was fucking stellar shit.
Neil's doing amazing. He did amazing live streams months ago.
In all honesty, like, I've talked to Neil, and like, we want to do something, because I've watched a couple live stream concerts. Not that I don't dig them, but you can't set a camera up in front of a band and pretend like it's going and watching them live.
No.
So, like, if we're gonna lean into the streaming thing, we're going to have to make it a streaming thing. Like, it's not something you would go see to replace a live show. Mm-hmm. But the reason, sorry, I charged my phone. The reason we're talking about leaning into it is our crowd is nowhere around us. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we have okay shows when we go to Columbus. We haven't played in Ada in a long time, but that's it. It's the only places we've ever played that have even done decent, because like
your shit's overseas, right?
The shit we sell's like over in Europe and in the United States, but far away from us. Like, we're sending Texas or like, you know, we've had people drive up from Mississippi to a shithole bar in Fostoria to watch us play, which is cool as hell, but you can't like book 3 or 4 shows a month and expect people to drive from all over the country to watch our dumbasses. So like, it's not a like for us thing. Like it made us relook at things like, okay, people doing successful streaming, what can we do off that will be its own thing after live shows come back that people will want to watch. And we have we're jackasses. That's a big part of you listen to our CD, that's a big part of what we do. So we figure we can do like hee-haw, have a set worth of our shit, but every 2 or 3 songs, like that short attention format. Now here's something completely different, and it'll be, fucking me in a tuxedo t-shirt doing a video, like a Frank Sinatra song or something, or stupid skits, just dumb shit like hee-haw.
It's funny you say that because, again, our guys, we were talking about like the same thing. Like, what are we going to do to like promote our stuff, especially if we can't play? Well, we have a pretty decent studio, and we've actually been talking about inviting bands to our spot and like film it live with our like audio equipment. So all you would need technically is just bring your guitar, and we have the amps and all that stuff for you. If you guys wanna do that, hit me up. We can totally do something like that.
But that was kind of our idea too. Like, depending on how well the streams go, we'll do a few, see how well we can get it and how well it's doing. But then after that goes like have a guest band that maybe plays 4 or 5 songs, and then split that in, and that kind of be. Other than that, we might throw a show a year, but like I talked to Dusty, people offering us shows, unless it's Gudger or Hellfire Sinners, like, because we play with them and love those guys, where it's like those shows are more, let's go hang with friends and watch their bands play while we're there, we can play. But outside of those, we're just kind of like, nobody around here likes us anyways.
That's not true, Jared. I have people asking me all the time when you guys are fucking playing, and I'm like, I don't think they do. They're recording artists.
Jared looking for sympathy.
No.
You said nobody likes them.
Oh God, cry me a river.
No, I said our crowd is not. It's just not around here.
That's true.
That's true.
It just isn't. So like. And we're not about to be like, okay, let's go figure out. We tried before, it just can't get the schedules lined up. But like, we can't just pack up and be like, okay, here's a European tour.
Right. Yeah, it's not as easy as one might think.
You could do like that one dude did. Do you remember he made himself seem like he was a big, huge star, and he went overseas and sold out. He got all these booked all these shows, and fucking nobody was there, and. Man, he really got fucked. But
we talked to a dude that Kai from Cosmic Artifacts had email us, and like he's a booking agent over there in Germany. And it was 2-3 years ago, something like that. Like we had got offered to play some show in France that was like, dude was like $1,000. It was like $1,000. It was enough of a first show to be like, hey, fuck, $1,000 for a show. Let's see if we can get a few more like that. Yeah. So we started talking to him, but it's like just to get over there and come back and not lose our ass in air travel.
Yeah, especially taking equipment and shit.
Yeah,
no kidding.
Well, and that was the other thing. There are bands over there that we knew we could have borrowed equipment from.
Yeah,
but just you got to live while you're over there. We'd all have to eat, but it was like, if we did good booking, we'd have to be there for 3 or 4 weeks straight. And like, there was no way to get all 6 of us to have a fucking month off at the same time. And that's it. So that was it. So it's like, that will never happen. It just won't ever happen.
Yeah. I mean, what, like a 2-way trip there and back is about $1,000 individually, maybe? I mean, I really don't know, but
me and my wife are planning on going to Croatia either this fall or next spring. and we're looking it up. Like if you get the cheap days to travel, like Mondays and Thursdays, it's like $3,500 for the two of us. So band wise, we'd already be 10 grand.
Yeah.
So what's in Croatia? I gotta know.
We're gonna go hang out with Domagoj from She Loves Pablo and those guys. And they got places along the seaside and the countryside. Carmen's always wanted to travel. And, I'm friends with Dom, and we're like, hey, that'd be like, we'll have places to stay over there without having to pay hotel bills.
There you go.
So,
nice. Yeah, I hear Croatia is the Mexico of Europe.
Yeah, he said it's beautiful, and they know, like having friends there. It wasn't that we want to go see Croatia. She wants to go see somewhere in Europe, but
nice.
Having friends traveled there. Huh?
Have you been to Croatia, Matt? No.
But having friends there, we'd have places to stay without having to pay for a hotel and someone to show us the non-tourist stuff. So that's what that is. But it's expensive as fuck. Like I said, get our band over there. You're talking 10 grand.
Hey, here's another thing. So not that I travel frequent, but I have some friends overseas. Apparently, if anybody's listening, if you ever want to go to Europe dirt cheap, apparently Air Canada from Toronto, you can get round trip tickets from Toronto, Canada to Munich, and I think it's like $500 or $700 both ways. That's it.
That's worth looking into. Toronto's 6 hours.
Yeah, from Columbus, it's about 6.5, 7.
6 or 7, yeah.
Hey Al,
so there you go. Travel trip.
Have you found anything good on Reddit?
Oh no,
not yet.
Are you in the Reddit game? What's up?
Let us know.
I'm on the I pick out fucking the waffle iron Reddit. Where have I told you guys about my waffle iron collection?
I'm starting to not believe anything you say.
The waffle iron collection is pretty extensive, so
yeah, it's pretty big. It started because my mom actually had a waffle iron that she got from her grandmother that was like fucking like a massive waffle iron. Thing was like
a double-sided number.
The griddle itself was like probably 16 inches by 16 inches. It's like a massive waffle iron, and she still has it. She will not give it to me.
Have you ever made a 16 by 16 waffle?
What?
Have you ever made a waffle?
It's 4. It's like the griddle itself is like 16 by 16, but it's 4. It's like 4 individual waffles in that.
Yeah, I think we have.
You can't make it into one.
It's like heavy as fuck.
You can leave it as one, but it's
have you ever done it?
Yeah, when we were kids, yeah. But she will.
I'm just saying, maybe.
She will not give us the waffle iron because she still uses it, which drives me crazy. So anyway, I have to appease my waffle iron asphyxiation by buying waffle irons on eBay. So, and I keep buying waffle irons until I can find the one that's that big. And I've never found one.
I think we have one, but I don't think we could. I don't think my wife would come off of it. It's like an old heavy ass fucking thing that's got like this thing's. You could throw it at somebody and kill them. It's like fucking huge bastard.
I don't know. Like the one my mom had wasn't super heavy. It was just like it was big. Like it was a big waffle iron, and I've never ever seen one for sale anywhere.
So, you guys both must really like waffles, judging on this conversation and him and Andy bringing his own waffle iron in.
Maybe they don't like waffles; they just like waffle iron. There are people like that.
Yeah. I can see it.
I like waffles and I like waffle irons.
Well, how many do you have in your collection? If you have a collection of waffle irons,
I mean, I don't know.
Like 2?
I don't know. Like like 15, 16.
Wow, you must have to rent out like some space for this.
Well, I mean, I do own my house. Okay. Well, I mean,
well, I do too, but I don't have room for that shit.
You know, I made the executive call of if we're going to buy this house, then we have to have the room for the waffle iron collection.
Oh, a whole room. Yeah.
I get
it.
Al only has a 3-piece drum set, so he doesn't have to worry about space.
Oh man, I kind of now want to like see this waffle iron.
Well, his museum will probably be completed in about 10 years.
Yeah,
you know the spare bedroom that has all, like in some people's houses, that has all the dolls staring at you in the face when you try to sleep.
Oh, it's just waffle irons.
It's his house, but it's waffle irons, and their eyes just follow you wherever you go.
Well, my next question: they have to be almost identical, right? Or are they like squares? Are they circles? Are they like?
All right, so most of them are squares, and it's not the Belgian ones, just the regular waffles.
Gotcha.
Belgian waffles are not where it's at.
Right.
Regular waffles are where it's at.
I compare to Eggo, right?
There's a few rectangles, but when you get into the 50s and 60s waffle irons, there's a lot of like Art Deco plans that they were going with. There's like
no kidding. I have to look this up now.
Dude, there's like a whole lot of like swoop.
Yo, bro, stay off of Google. Get your info from here.
The old Pontiacs and Cadillacs that had the big wings and stuff on them, like some of them have that stuff on them. Like not people around.
I just put 1950s W and his first thing 1950s waffle iron.
Wow. So like since you're such a connoisseur of waffle irons, I assume that you can't just take the box mix and do that up and pour it in there. You're gonna have to make your own shit, right? Is that what you do?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I've used the same waffle recipe that whatever box that my mom got it off of, and pretended like it didn't come from a box, like in the 1960s, 70s, probably.
Right. That's back when they put everything in Jello.
That's true.
So
bologna salad.
Fuck yeah, man! Fucking pea and salmon gelatin mold. That's delicious. Good stuff. They knew how to eat in the 70s.
But anyways, let's get back on track a little bit, somewhat.
You know, gelatin's made out of bone.
Yeah, man.
Yes, yeah. The hooves.
Like people think it's weird to throw meat in it, but it's kind of more a meat product than it is like you put cherries in it. That's like, hey, let's stick cherries in this fucking bone gunk. That's kind of weird.
Well, you know that like jelly candies are bone too. Like that, if you're vegan, it's a no-go.
Yeah, jelly candies suck anyways.
Well,
I mean, what?
Let's
A1
not just...
A1 has what? Anchovies in it as well?
Well, that's Worcestershire sauce too.
No, that's
is that how you say it? Worcester? How do you say it?
No,
everybody go through and say it.
That's the best pronunciation of that shit that I've heard in a long time.
And people make fun of me for saying it because I'm if you're going to
pronunciated the fuck out of that.
If you're going to put those motherfucking letters,
you can get Worcestershire sauce, but not Hellfire Centers.
Yeah, for real. Jesus Christ.
That's kind of fucked up. I'm just going to throw that out there.
I just call it Worcestershire.
Hey Frank, it's just like when you, me, and Randy were on a podcast together, and you're talking about sriracha, and we're like, what this sriracha whatever?
I said Sri Rasha. It's because they put all those fucking R's in there. If you want me to say sriracha, fucking spell it that way. I don't know. You put an R after an S, get out of here.
Wow, Randy and I were like, yeah, no, we haven't heard that.
Anyways, I want to go around. What's everybody been listening to lately? Alan, you want to start it off? What are you into?
Fucking Leonard Skinner and John Mellencamp.
Really?
All I've been listening to for the past 4 months.
Wow. That's wild. Alex, what are you into? What are you getting into?
I mean, I've been listening. I don't know, like I do all kinds of crazy stuff. So like at work, I listen to a lot of instrumental stuff. So like classical and funk instrumental stuff. Mm-hmm. But at home, I'm just, I don't know, like John Spencer Blues Explosion radio. And then wherever it takes me from there and sometimes it sucks and sometimes it's great. So
also, introduced the whole glam from the 70s to all of us. So you can't forget that you don't listen to that.
Well, I mean, yeah, I fucking listened to all that shit too. I listened to like fucking Sweet and Slade and fucking
T-Rex,
Mark Bolan, and like I love all that stuff. I mean, that stuff is awesome.
You want to talk glam? I can't recommend Vinnie Vincent Invasion enough. He looks wild as shit nowadays.
You can. You can recommend it more than enough.
One time's enough, okay?
That's too much.
Well, Jared, what have you been listening to then?
I've been listening to country.
Really? Old country? New country?
I don't. It's not that old. Paul Cawthon, and Ward Davis. A little of that. 70s porn music. I listen to that a lot.
I like that.
Yeah, dude, it's some good shit. But stuff like I want to do that's kind of a combination of country and 70s porn music. So I've been learning the ropes.
There you go.
But Future of the Left, that's got Falco from McCluskey, British punk band. Been listening to them. I've had Prick back in multiple times. Mm-hmm. Fucking
I've been listening to Drown. Drown. Remember Drown?
Self-titled. I had Drown in the other day. Hold On to the Hollow, and what was the follow-up?
Oh God,
the one with Kerosene and
I can't remember. I didn't listen to that one as much as the other one.
Yeah, it's not as good, but I've had 90s stuff back in too. A lot. Stomp Box,
good one,
and Toadies. I never even listened to the
Check
Toadies.
out Sponge, man. If you want some good shit, Sponge.
Fucking Quicksand.
Space Hog. Listen to Space Hog.
There you go.
They have more than one song?
They apparently had an album because that song was on an album.
So I might have to find that shit. Maybe it's next to our new EP in the bargain bin.
Some Motown, like Four Tops.
Oh yeah, some old soul.
I've had that in. There's an album that I really fell in love with a while ago. I can't talk enough about it. It's Hell's Fire Sinners Revelations.
Also, you can find that in any bargain bin. Mostly gold circles.
Dude, or you
can check out hellsfiresinners.bandcamp.com. Got the fucking S in there that time, didn't I?
You guys have no idea how much I've hoarded you. Like I whore you guys all the fucking time.
Oh, keep whoring.
And I know you're gonna get pissed off because one of the first things I'm like, no, you gotta listen to Revelations, man. It's fucking. I know it sucks because you guys put new music too. But
don't forget about Alan's solo stuff because I like that shit too. That's good.
Yeah.
That's basically all demos that go to Hell's Fire Sinners.
Yeah, you get like the acoustic version though, like that.
Yeah. But me and Alan gonna have a ministry cover that
months and months ago.
Yeah, well, like we talked about it before the show, but I dropped my laptop and thought I lost everything. But it's still there, and I have it. And
what song is it?
Dead Man, Dead Guy.
Yeah, Dead Guy
from Filth Pig.
It's fantastic. It's two fucking verses in the same riff, done two different ways for 5 minutes.
That's what Filth Pig is. Lava's the longest song ever, I think.
If I can give Mr. Toledo the business just a little bit, we did a cover of White Zombie Thrust that he's not on together, and I did a Cigar Box Blues guitar album, Cigar Box Blues guitar kind of album called Bubo Carbuncle that he did all the leads for that he's not on because he didn't do.
I did play the zombie song for the guys in practice. And they're like, "What is that?" I'm like, I just never got. I can go down a whole rabbit hole about why that didn't happen, but I don't want to.
What you were playing.
Yeah, I'm just giving you the business. There are literally like 7 people who have not done any tracks for that album, and I fully realize I just send people shit without asking myself if it's any good. Just like people will like it. I'll be like, hey, no, this is cool. Why don't you play on it? So sometimes I worry sometimes I worry that people just listen to it and don't want to be like, no, that's not very good.
You don't understand. Back me up on this. I thought it was good. You said,
oh, we're losing Matt.
Tracks was like, hey, there's a blues song in the key of G. There's a blues song in the key of G, right? So then I'm like, blues song in the key of G, and I start playing along. I'm like, I'm so sick of all my riffs. I'm so sick of playing the same shit over and over again. So I bought a fucking book on like pentatonic scales and shit like that, and I spent 6 months learning this book. So these guys know that's the sort of shit I do. So now I could probably go back and put some wicked cool blues riffs that I've been like studying for like the last 6 months over that thing.
Be careful what you say, because originally
because you'll come up with a new album. You're like, this is like,
Chris,
I don't know. Then I'll buy a book on that.
Sinners was originally doing the lead, and I know he got real busy. And then I was like, you had your new guitar, and I was like, oh shit, Matt's awesome. I should have him do it. And you got busy, and then Chris just got back a hold of me like 2 months ago and sent me like one of the songs, and it was awesome. And he never got back a hold of me again. So the whole album is still done without any leads. So
but
be really careful. Be really careful being like, no, if you send it to me now, I'd have all sorts of awesome stuff. Because it's in Dropbox, and I could have it linked to you before we get off of here.
I forbade this. We need those solos for the new record. Sorry, dude.
Not only did I buy a book so I could actually not play the same blues riffs I've been playing my entire life, but I bought, like, I knew you guys do like direct. So I bought like a direct box so I can actually direct in the clean and my
That's getting a bad connection.
All this shit arrived, and by the time I had learned it was like 6 months later. So I'm like, great.
Yes.
I missed the boat.
Sounds like you're already all set
well.
to you. And it's all right, Alan. Every song is in G. So anything you need from him that's not in G isn't even covered.
Gotcha.
Anyways, let's keep this thing going. Matt, what are you listening to lately?
I'm all over the place on music. I don't know. So when the pandemic started, Sturgill Simpson had this anime thing on Netflix. So I was in love with that for like about a month. And I bought
that Sound and Fury or something like that.
Yeah. I thought it was fantastic. It was like an anime, a country anime. It was a Western anime. It was interesting. Yeah. So that kind of I don't know. And then there's a band out of it's a Swedish band called Dungeon. Their album number 4 is pretty cool.
I have that record.
What was that?
I have that one.
That's cool. The band called Wand, I like their album Golem in particular. I've got like 3 or 4 OC's albums I listen to. These are all things I got during the pandemic. And I was like trying to get better at guitar tone. So I was trying to pick out bands that have different guitar tone that I like. So I got like a lot of War on Drugs albums because
that shit's great. I like.
Yeah, he's got a great tone. And then there's a guy who just came out right now, Michael Kiwanuka. He's a British dude, and the album sounds like straight out of like 60s. I don't know. It sounds like it's like a movie soundtrack, but it's all songs that he wrote, and I think it won the some prestigious award in England. But you should check that out. And actually, believe it or not, there's like a pop band, Toro y Moi, that came out with a live album, and you can actually see the video on YouTube. Like the whole thing, it was recorded in a desert all in one evening. The camera keeps spinning around them as they're playing, and it was like one of my go-to YouTube videos for just chilling. And then I'm like, oh my God, they put it on vinyl. And I'm like, all right, let's get that. So yeah, all over the place. Oh, and Ty Segall, I like listen to him a lot too. So that's basically all the musics.
I like how everybody's got totally different shit. Andy, what do you listen to?
Also, I listen to Clutch.
You listen to Clutch? No shit. Hey, does your band sound like Clutch? I think your band, your band, like, what do they sound like? Clutch? Is it?
I'm not gonna say that we sound like Clutch, but lots of people do, and I don't argue with them.
You don't listen to Clutch.
Everybody does.
Right? Clutch and Misfits.
I listened to it earlier today.
those two are probably pretty surprising, Clutch and Misfits.
Yeah. But Andy, what have you been listening to?
I've been stuck in a lot of R&B and soul funk stuff, Rufus, Shaka Khan, early stuff, all the Motown. And then I've kind of stumbled into this Alligator Records. I mean, I've known about them for years, but I've just kind of gone down the rabbit hole of Alligator Records. They're a blues label that came out in the 70s. They're still around, but their 70s and 80s output, it all just has a certain sound that's fucking amazing. So I've been down that rabbit hole hard and heavy. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, and this is the funnest one here. Trent has like the least musical knowledge about like it's always fun. I just tell him new shit to listen to. I just told him Church of the Cosmic Skull. Is that what it is? Is that what
I think so?
Yeah, and I'm always recommending shit to him. What have you been listening to?
Well, I will preface this to piggyback on what Frank was saying. Yeah, my band, we try to play some covers and everybody's like, yeah, let's do some late 90s, early 2000s, like that people know. And then they start singing something and start playing it. And I'm just standing there like, I've never heard this song in my life before.
It's so funny. Yeah, you just got into what was it? Moody Blues? Is that what it was you were into?
No. Well, another funny story last night.
No, actually. King Crimson. That's what it was.
Yes, I was going to say King Crimson and the lizard or the wizard lizards or lizard wizards.
The wizard gizzard.
Yes,
great.
King Gizzard and the lizard wizard.
They play microtonal guitars from
yes. Their third album of the volume 3 just was released not too long ago. So yeah, I pretty much have their whole discography right now. And the other band that I've just been listening to just recently is Hawkwind.
Oh wow, isn't that
Lemmy?
Yeah,
That's Lemmy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, Lemmy was in the first like 3 albums of Hawkwind.
Yeah.
Then he quit, but Hawkwind went on and on and on and on and on and on and on, and there were like so many members of Hawkwind.
They're still going.
Dude,
yeah, I know you're right. They just released something not too long ago.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
And the only reason
multiple members of Hawkwind releasing things.
the only reason why I know of them is because another guilty pleasure of mine is King Crimson. And Robert and his wife is doing like their little YouTube videos on, it's like Sunday lunch or something like that. And they covered a song of like, I've never heard this before, but I was just reading the comments. They're like, oh, it's Hawkwind. So I'm like, I'm curious. So I popped it in and I'm like, wow, they kind of have like an old, like, I don't know, Grateful Dead vibe meets Pink Floyd meets, something Jefferson Airplane a little bit, in my opinion. So I kind of dig it. So then, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Nice. Well, that kind of does the show up. Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about before we go? Aside from you can get the new album.
Have an EP.
You can get that Hell's Fire
Yeah,
Centers.
we should be able to whore our stuff. I thought that's
that's where this time period is here.
We got a new video coming out soon. Watch out.
Yeah.
Check out our Bandcamp page. It's fucking awesome.
Right on. Jared, what do you have 6 things coming out?
We get Mississippi Bones released Wise Words from the Uninformed, or whatever the fuck it's called. And
that's the full title.
Yeah, we have a Store Envy site. You can buy all our shit now in one site, our Store Envy site, whatever that is, just Store Envy and Mississippi Bones, however you get there, I don't know. But and we got our shirts and our CDs. Vinyl for Wise Words is on its way. And we got a couple covers that will probably be free on our Bandcamp if you go there coming soon. Tom Petty's Honeybee, Ministry's Filth Pig, and if Dusty lets me put it on, I did a Western style cover of Gnarls Barkley's Crazy that I'm going to surprise him with and be like, here's this. So and that'll be coming out. Motto of the Honey Badger just released an EP on Pulp Records Bandcamp called My Locus of Control is an Infinite Dimensional Honey Badger, and he said I'm not ridiculous, you are. So you can that one. And the Bubo Carbuncle album will finally come out as soon as Matthew Toledo gets the leads done. And that'll be on Pulp Records. And I have a rap EP I'm working on with my brother called Bob Villain. And that'll be hitting Pulp Records soon too.
Are you rapping?
Yes, it's Derek made beats. I rap, and it's about a mad scientist who is getting revenge on his enemies by building an apigator. I don't think
I've looked forward to anything more in my life.
I let you hear it.
No. Nope.
I'll send it to you as soon as I'm done. Cold Blooded. You didn't hear that one?
Never heard it. I would definitely remember that shit, Jared.
Oh yeah, it's a 6-song rap EP where I rap as a mad scientist.
What are you gonna do, Trent?
So there's all
are you done?
There's all my boring.
He is never done.
Trent, of course, you've got Here coming out sometime. Your new EP with Henodus. It's still in production.
yes, it's coming, guys. It's coming.
Yeah, and when it gets here, I've heard a little trinkets from it, and it's gonna be good. I mean, it's gonna be good when it gets here.
It will be here for here.
Yeah. But thanks for listening to the Takeover, guys. We'll see you whenever we do another one of these.
You're so cold-blooded, primal and screaming. You're so cold-blooded, cold-blooded. Yes, 'cause I heard it on the phone. Oh, blah, playing, got it settled up. I'm a nation to the throat. Gonna blacklist me over this. Motherfuckers rolling there. I'm pissed. Dabbling in the life while I was cracking the code. You're on the start screen of philosophy, identity. Being bold, I'm in combat. Blood mode. ATCG with the twist. Double yeah. New York, trying to keep you right on me. Doing all you could periodically. But there is going bust whenever you was ever right. He's out of Zellum. Now no one's been running a whole hot damn chain. So cold-blooded, primal and screaming. You're so cold-blooded, cold-blooded. You're so cold-blooded, primal and screaming. You're so cold-blooded, cold-blooded. What about your legacy? What about the impact your work will leave? Think about humanity. Wait, what? You're talking to me? What do I leave behind for future generations to remember me by? I don't know, let's see. How about this one legacy? I saw to get head on to aim the graphic batteries. I'm thinking of the elite. DC, so back to my dad. You can peer review that evidence is your street son red. You're so cold-blooded, primal and screaming. You're so cold-blooded, cold-blooded. You're so cold-blooded, primal and screaming. You're so cold-blooded, cold-blooded. And I'm sick of your excuses. Pressure from the board and committed bullshit. Fuck your ethical rules and resolutions. You wanna know pressure? Let me introduce you. 9,500 on your face. Root touch and down on that skull. True son. Fucking eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, son. Tired of your rules and your fucking regulations. 2,125 pounds for square inch. My standard. Fuck your metrics. If you're fucking all right out of the socket. Beat you within an inch of your life while your family watching. But maybe I'm being rash. Let me think on it a while. Is this really what I want? Yeah, after a while, crocodile. So cold-blooded.